Well, the question we're asking tonight is whether India's own MPs are increasingly disrespecting the institution of Parliament, whether the institution of Parliament matters anymore in this country, and is that the reason why you've had the judiciary, for instance, becoming far more active over the last few years. Joining us on the program tonight, the BJP's national spokesperson, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, Randeep Singh Surjewala, the national spokesperson of the Congress party, Derek O'Brien from the Trinamool Congress, its chief whip in the Rajya Sabha, joins us tonight, Sankarshan Thakur, the roving editor of the Telegraph, is here with us outside Parliament, and M.R. Madhavan, the co-founder and president of PRS Legislative Research, which has done some terrific work on just what Parliament does, the kind of bills that it clears or doesn't clear, and the hours that go wasted with all the disruptions that take place. Nirmala ji, let me begin with you first. The BJP seems to have indicated that it really doesn't want, in a sense, for those anti-corruption legislations. They seem to have become Rahul Gandhi's agenda, and therefore the BJP doesn't want to, the Congress to be seen to be getting credit for those particular anti-corruption bills. However, the Parliamentary Affairs Minister has also said that he's asking you to make your stand clear whether you're for corruption or against corruption, and therefore if you don't support these bills, your double game will be exposed, as he puts it. Would the BJP, ma'am, would the BJP support these anti-corruption bills, at least in the House?
It's laughable, utterly laughable, that the Parliamentary Affairs Minister of a government which has set exemplary, not to be replicated, but an exemplary standards about corruption in the last 5 years, and in the last 100 days, they are keen on passing bills which are anti-corruption, and prevention of corruption related bills. And in that, they want us to declare. I think this government should sit up and say to the people of India what they've done in the 5 years. They've looted the country. And today they want to just say, oh, we are passing, prevention of corruption related bills, anti-corruption bills, and therefore let the BJP speak about, supporting it or not. I think this is utter, brazenness. That apart, I think what is important is the government should, as Sushma ji said after the all-party meeting, it is important for the government, the Congress party, to say that they have their flock together. We will be sitting and watching like we did in the last two session of the Parliament, where we did not do any disruptions. We were wanting to keenly work and get the business of the Parliament running. In fact, when the pension bill was, I am taking this as an example, when the pension bill was about to be tabled, for want of quorum there would have been a scene, and but for Sushma ji rushing saying our people were there to form the quorum and the treasury benches did not even do their homework. I think it is important that the Congress party get their flock together, whether it is Telangana bill or any other, and ensure that their members of Parliament don't go to the well to disrupt the session.
Well, you have a very good point there, because I think most of the disruptions that we did see last time were largely because of the MPs from Telangana who kept protesting, and we're hoping one of them joins us tonight and tells us whether they plan to continue to do the same. But Derek O'Brien, who does the onus lie with to ensure that the House runs smoothly? With the government or with the opposition that has staged many walkouts in the past, and because of which we've seen an entire session also get wiped out over the 2G issue? Who does the onus lie with? One of them or both of them?
I think that's a pretty textbook question, and the textbook answer is the onus to run the House lies with the government. But I think rather than give negative about all this negativity around, the Trinamool Congress gave two positive suggestions yesterday at the all-party meeting. The first was that please have the vote on account on the general vote on account and the railway vote on account, have it up front. Have it on the first 2-3 days. And the second point is, we made our point, our position is very clear. While the Congress can throw mud at the BJP and the BJP throws mud on the Congress because they both have skeletons in their cupboards with regard to corruption, the Trinamool Congress talks less about corruption, but actually we lead by example. We have an impeccable record at corruption, and I think the big issue today is that the new India wants to see corruption weeded out. But to answer your question again, the government needs to get its act together. for Parliament to function. Otherwise, it becomes a match fixing. A lot of the last session was match fixing. Now, you can't have, so our belief is it should be a shorter session. Why have this 12, 13-day session now when you know this government for the last 6 months has been on ventilator support?
But Derek, would the Trinamool Congress support these key anti-corruption bills that the Congress is trying so hard to push through, since everyone seems to be talking the same language on corruption? And would you urge that the BJP do the same and that everyone come together on these legislations?
Good question.
Or, you know, is there just too much politics ahead of the elections?
Trinamool Congress's track record from the time it was born in 1998 on corruption is absolutely clear and on pro-people policies. Unfortunately, the Congress didn't listen, and that's why we walked out of UPA too. We walked out on the issue of corruption. We walked out on the issue of price rise. Simple example, LPG cylinder. We said make it more than 12, 15. You don't need a link with Aadhaar card. So the Congress didn't listen. Now suddenly, where they haven't batted for 47 overs of a 50 over match, and in the last 3 overs they're trying to hit 4s and 6s, this won't work. Of course, corruption is an issue. But don't use corruption as the excuse. You have to, and what about, I know in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, on the Andhra Pradesh issue, it's not the Trinamool or the BJD or any other party. It's the Congress party, which is 2 Congresses, pro, anti.
No, so you will not support these anti-corruption bills because they're Rahul Gandhi's pet project? Is that
no.
Or you believe it's just cynical politics that they're playing at the last minute?
Who is playing the politics? I think that's the question which needs to be answered. Trinamool is all for any method to weed out corruption. Trinamool is not only for bills which weed out corruption, but Trinamool leads by example, as I said right at the top of your program. So please understand, Trinamool is all to support legislation on anti-corruption, but we want the vote on account. We are the only party which made this practical suggestion. Now you have to find out who will disrupt Parliament in the next 12, 13 days, because Parliament will be disrupted. And it's the responsibility, the primary responsibility of running Parliament smoothly is the government's. The buck stops there.
Let me ask Nirmala Sitharaman again. We're just waiting for the line with our Congress guest to get up. But ma'am, would the BJP in principle support these the anti-corruption legislations? What is the BJP's position on that? Or would you like to see movement on the Telangana issue first?
Well, I don't think we are now in a position to even say this first, that first. We want the Congress party to be together and do the business in the Parliament together, rather than point fingers at the opposition whilst they are not able to keep their house in order. We have expressed our solidarity and our support for the Telangana bill. We have never retracted from that. So the question is not us, it is whether when the Home Minister made a midnight announcement, Mr. P. Chidambaram's statement of the process of Telangana formation has begun, business was retracted by the Congress. And after that, when Sri Krishna committee was formed, 3 different versions were given by the Congress. And repeatedly, the Congress party has always kept its hypocritical record alive as regards Telangana. So the question on what is going to happen to these bills should essentially be posed to the Congress, whether it is Telangana, where they've never spoken clearly, and whether it is corruption. Last 5 years, tell me who from the Congress party has even subjected themselves to be questioned? And the number of times CBI has been misused and caught red-handed. So Derek might, wanting to be equidistant from both Congress and BJP, say both the parties have skeleton in the cupboards. I'm sorry to say there are no skeleton in BJP's cupboard. Whole lot of them are tumbling from the Congresses, and they are only standing in such a way that their backs are against the cupboard so that they don't want to open it.
Okay, the talk of skeletons and cupboards is quite interesting.
No. Obviously,
yes, Derek.
Obviously, a certain skeleton in a southern state beginning with the letter K and the gentleman's name beginning with the letter Y.
Not at all.
Away, now he's
the court has quashed the case, Derek. Please be informed. There is no case against Mr. Yediyurappa. You don't have to hesitate to say his name. Say it loud. I'll also speak about BJP's position on the matter. But we have a whole lot, inclusive of Colgate.
As far as the Trinamool Congress is concerned,
and today new revelation on the 2G.
Trinamool Congress is concerned, as far as the Trinamool Congress is concerned, let it be known that corruption has to be fought at all levels. And number two, we would urge all the parties concerned to please pass the vote on account and the railway vote on account fatafat in the first 3-4 days. That's the need of the hour.
Okay, let me take this to Randeep Surjewala of the Congress party who joins us now. Mr. Surjewala, the BJP is clear and so is the Trinamool Congress that the onus lies on the government to ensure that the House is going to function. Now, I know that the government has said and Mr. Kamal Nath has said that as far as the anti-corruption bills that are being pushed, which is largely suddenly now Rahul Gandhi has taken interest in that, so you're keen to push it. But and you're laying the onus on the opposition, saying that their double face will be exposed if they don't support them. But are you going to be able to give a guarantee that the House is going to run, that your own MPs from Andhra Pradesh who've been disrupting the House repeatedly in the last session will behave themselves and will not disrupt the House?
Nidhi, your capsule itself showed that in this parliament, the 15th parliament saw 723 hours of disruption by the opposition parties. The onus really was of Bharatiya Janata Party. I can understand their arrogance and contempt and the new political gyan that they continue to give to everybody. But the truth is that people of this country want. We had the RTI, we had the Lokpal. But more than that, today a bouquet of anti-corruption legislations are present here. Leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, Srimati Sushma Swaraj ji says, we will not agree to pass it, and the spokesperson, the honorable spokesperson of the BJP also refused to answer a direct question that you put. Why are we against passing of the whistleblowers bill?
But you're not
or the judicial accountability bill?
Mr.
Or
Surjewala,
citizens services bill?
Will your own MPs from Andhra Pradesh not disrupt the House this time? Because they were the ones responsible for it last time, not the BJP.
Nidhi, there are two facets of it. One is the Andhra Pradesh reorganization bill and the women's reservation bill. That's one bouquet. But here is a chance before the entire country. What if Mr. Rahul Gandhi is espousing it? Why should it become untouchable for BJP? There are 6 anti-corruption legislations, including bribery of public officials, including the whistleblowers bill, including the public procurement bill, including delivery of citizen services bill. If all these 6 legislations are passed forever, once for all, they can continue to give gyan on Yadurappa and Babu Bhai Bokadia and Purushottam Solanki and many others. But the moot point and the positive point is we must get our act together.
If the House functions, I again ask you, is there any guarantee? Has the Congress High Command, the great High Command that everyone talks about, has that High Command spoken to these MPs and said any kind of disruption won't be tolerated? Has that been made clear?
Nidhi, Prime Minister, as also the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and each MP of the Congress Party will ensure, and the government will ensure, that the House functions in a manner where we are also able to carry on various issues of consensus, including the 6 anti-corruption bills. Our friends from the opposition alone. But onus also lies on our friends from opposition not to have double speak, not to have double standards, not to hunt and run simultaneously, and to disrupt Parliament in a fashion where we are only seeking that so and so should not credit, Mr. Rahul Gandhi should not get credit. I think the larger issue is that people of India should get credit. They should get a comprehensive piece of legislation.
Derek O'Brien wants to come in, then Nirmala Sitharaman, then I'll come to Sankarshan and Mr. Madhavan. Yes, Derek, yes.
Nidhi, look who's talking about double speak. You're talking about the issue of corruption from under the ground to on the ground to in the sky. At every level there has been corruption, and I mean literally. And this corruption has been presided over by this government. Now they are giving us lectures on corruption and saying we all want to fight corruption. What were they doing in the last 4 years, 4.5 years?
Looting.
Yeah, so the point is, Nirmala Sitharaman, though...
So Derek, is that a justification? Is that a justification that you will not cooperate ever to empower the people of this country? With due regards to you, sir.
Does that mean that all of us will have to keep quiet from stating the fact that it is being done in the last 100 days?
Now you're taking a very high, you're right up in the clouds now. We have to get real. We have to get real. The country is watching. They've watched enough. They've watched enough. They've watched the Congress in action. They've watched the BJP now trying to project the prime ministerial candidate 360 degrees. The people are watching. When there is an alternative in this country to the Congress and the BJP in the state, they will choose that alternative.